What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and our fixer is finally level 9, so we're going to do a short PvP preview, and this will lead into the next All Hail the King video, which is going to feature 3 different team-ups for the newest lockbox character. So like I said, this is a fresh level 9 fixer, and we're taking him into a pretty high-rated Adamantium League fight. But you know what, I think this team-up, along with a future team-up with Cable and possibly Bishop, are going to easily be among my favorites for Fixer. So what team-up am I talking about? Well, it's going to be Fixer and Omega Sentinel. And we're facing an interesting team-up of Groot and Invisible Woman. This has to be one of the few times, or maybe the only time I've ever seen this team on defense. But after the enemy Groot attacks, I'm going to start by first using the Neuro Purge, and then we're going to use the first seal of Aknazak. If you're wondering why, it's so we can seal in our Finest Hour or Rising Up buffs, and those are going to come from Omega Sentinel. These are going to help out our Ionic Sledge, which does have Finest Hour, and it's also a tech attack. This means it does benefit from Fixer's Combat Suite. So yeah, there's definitely some synergy going on with this team. Of course, Omega Sentinel also has tech attacks, so we are going to see quite a bit of damage, especially once we use the second seal. That seal grants Ethereal Strike and Ignore Defense. So yes, even though the shields will be annoying, we're still going to bust through for a ton of damage. First, however, with Fixer, we're going to use his level 2 Blast Mine on the enemy Groot. Then the agent's up next, and they're going to use the Soul Drainer on Omega Sentinel. But still, keep in mind that Groot does have that Blast Mine, and it will be detonated in the near future. As for Omega Sentinel, first we're going to use Tactician Protocol, and then I'm going to place Hologram Array on my entire team. Since we're using the Manifesting AISO, you can also see Epiphany is granted. That's going to make not only Omega's next attack a guaranteed crit, it's also applied to my agent and Fixer. Then after that, I'm going to use her level 1 HE targeting laser on Groot. This is going to give our allies another Rising Up buff focused, and it places targeted and lock on onto Groot. So now on his turn he attacks our agent, but we do dodge it, probably because of mirror images. Then after using Momentary Advantage, I'm going to use the second seal, which does provide that Ethereal Strike and Ignore Defense. Plus we get to use it as a quick action because of the quick and powered ISO 8. Then for our first attack, I'll use the Sledge, and as you can see, this is going to give us back health and stamina. But since we are bleeding, I'm going to go ahead and use the Light Fantastic. This will clear our debuffs and give our team Mirror Reality. Alright, so at this point we do have the enemy Groot pretty hurt, but you can already see it's going to be a somewhat long battle. Still, up next is going to be Fixer, and now we can use his level 1, which has a detonator. Omega Sentinel does unfortunately have a Force Cage, but we do have an answer for that as well. First, let's go ahead and use our Automated Fire, which we do know that Groot is going to step up and protect. It does enough damage to knock him into cutting form, and then right after that the Blast Wave triggers, so that's that mine, and this is going to finish him off. Basically, that couldn't have worked out any better for us. Next up, the enemy agent's going to use the Scroll of Angalob, followed by the Light Fantastic. And then for their final action, they're going to use the Soul Drainer on our agent. This is only going to heal us, and with Omega Sentinel up next and Force Caged, we can actually switch over to Bruiser Protocol, and then use her Nano Heal Array. I actually accidentally went to Tactician first, but what her Nano Heal does is it removes harmful effects, and it's going to grant a heal over time. Then since that frees her up, we can actually use Defense Array as well. This also should grant Epiphany, as well as another Rising Up buff Fortified. Now we did get Fortified, but unfortunately we didn't get Epiphany that time. Still, with 3 Finest Hour buffs, Combat Suite making our tech attacks deal extra damage, plus Ethereal Strike and Ignore Defense, well, I'd say we're doing pretty well. But for this round, we're going to have to use our third seal, that way we can place Despair and stop the enemies from healing. This grants everyone heavy metal as well, but at least we stop the enemies from healing from Mirror Reality, or any other healing methods for that matter. Then after another Invisible Woman attack, I think it's time to go ahead and use Fixer's level 6. This is a quick action class change, and we're going to go over to Infiltrator. So now we can use Sonic Cannon, and we should gain combat reflexes. Alright, so after doing that, the enemy agent, well, first of all, Invisible Woman does give them a shield, and then their agent uses the Soul Drainer once again. On Omega Sentinel's first attack, I think it's time to unleash her big hit ability. So we have to switch over to Scrapper Protocol, and then it's time for a Plasma Blast. We'll save Invisible Woman for last, so with our first shot we deal almost 9,000 damage to the enemy agent. Then we do take a Soul Drainer counter, and next we're going to use a Plasma Torch. This is going to grant strength into our team, and it may in fact take out the enemy agent. With any luck this should do over 2,000 damage. Okay, it gets her very close. What we can do is on our agent's turn use Momentary Advantage, then the Atom Smasher, and this is going to take down the agent and severely hurt Invisible Woman. I should have used the Neuro Purge first, but I kind of got ahead of myself and a little bit lazy. I blame the match lasting so long for that. But then after that I'll just go ahead and use the 4th seal, and we get that really cool background change, plus of course 4 straight turns. However, I have a feeling Omega Sentinel's only going to need 1. We'll queue up a Plasma Blast, and we get a follow-up attack if it's even needed. And it absolutely is not. So that's going to be it for our PvP preview of Fixer at level 9. But like I said, make sure to tune in for tomorrow's All Hail the King episode. It's going to feature Omega Sentinel and Fixer once again, plus 2 other great tech team-ups. So look forward to that, plus a video on the breaking news, which should be announced soon, and I'm still hoping for today. Lastly, I do want to thank you all for watching, and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck, and take care.